Hi, so, you want Zandalari Paladins, do you? Do you? Are you sure you want to look like this? Only as a troll and not a belf. Well, it could be, in fact, probably is a case of when rather than if now. So, a lot of Horde players I know are not very happy that there's very, very limited choice for Paladins, and I'm totally with you with that as a Paladin player, not a Horde player. Of course, I've got sensible choices. You've got a choice between a cow and a blood elf. Well, the blood elves... So really, your choice is between a blood elf or a blood elf. So wouldn't it be great if they had another choice? Now, there's several races you could make a case for, but Zandalari Paladins, we all know the Zandalari Prelates from Throne of Thunder could do holy stuff. It all looked very Paladin-y. So why can't they be Paladins? Well, it could just be that what they want to do is to explain it in more than a short little scenario, because when we open up the allied races, of course, the scenario we do for that is explaining why the allied races are joining our faction. It's not really doing anything to do with classes, and there's a certain jarring effect with the idea of Zandalari Paladins. It's not completely out of the question, but there would be questions, and it's questions that it looks like they want to answer. So when you explore Zandalar, this is spoilers, by the way. You should guess from the BFA news thing that it's spoilers, but it's going to be spoilers. So if you want to see this, by the way, directly, of course, you may not be in the BFA Alpha. I've put a link below to where Wowhead have a page on it as well. So you talk to some Zandalari Prelates, that's their sort of version of Paladins, and it says, "We are the Prelates of Razan, highest order of holy warriors to serve any lower." So, you know, apples and apples, really, isn't it? It's like, you know, Paladins, holy warriors, well, that's what Paladins are. "Our path is the elite, taking only those gifted from birth with prowess in battle and gifted by the lower, and crafting champions of light to defend our empire." Your eyes light up. And then they say, "And no, we don't have any openings or handouts." But then you go through a whole sequence in one of the zones on Zandalar, and it all changes. It all changes. I'm not going to go into the details of that. Again, if you want to see the real spoilers on this, because I want to put as few spoilers in as possible, then check the Wowhead page. But there comes some naughtiness, shall we say, some naughtiness, and then they're fallen from grace. They're basically like Dungeons & Dragons fallen Paladins. So now what they're saying at the end of this is, we are broken. The light of Razan has left us. Only a handful of those that follow the great king of the lower will have any sort of power, and even they are suspect. Our life was devotion itself. Again, very strong link with Paladins there. Now who do we become? Now, you could in theory imagine a situation where, okay, well, that story's already developed. Zandalari Paladins could actually be a thing from launch, because remember, you can't have Zandalari anything at launch as such, because just like with the allied races, you're going to have to get a certain amount of reputation, well, exalted with something, and you're going to have to do an achievement as well, which means doing important quest lines in an associated zone. We've already experienced that with the 4 allied races we already have. And of course, the ones for the Zandalari are, of course, going to be on Zandalar. So we can't do that till BFA starts anyway. So for most people, it might be a good couple of weeks at least. Well, for most people, I mean, some people will charge straight to it, I'm sure. But generally speaking, for the rest who really want one, but aren't going to like play it 24/7, probably a couple of weeks, maybe a bit more, before you can access Zandalari at all. And by that time, maybe there's enough story has developed that, do you know what? It's a thing straight away. I'm not so sure, and I know there's other people that are not so sure that put this idea into our head as well. What it may well be is, so the first part of the story is establishing that, okay, there are these holy warriors of trolls, you know, it's a thing. Yeah, very similar to Paladins, not quite the same. Then something's gone wrong. Now, of course, they've got no purpose anymore. You know, they're describing here very Paladin-like traits. They are warriors of the light. They use the light. They're dedicated to devotion to something, devotion to a cause, all very Paladin-like. They're there, they're ready, but the story's not quite there. So what's very likely to happen is that something else will occur, maybe in one of the early patches of the expansion, where the story is developed further, and hey presto, another scenario perhaps, and all of a sudden Zandalari Paladins a thing. Just maybe not right from launch. Maybe it's a couple, 2 or 3 months in, something like that. But from what we're reading here, you'd have to be hugely pessimistic not to think that Blizzard are deliberately laying the path for Zandalari Paladins to happen at some point during the expansion. And to be honest, it doesn't look like it's going to be very late into the expansion. It looks like it's just not going to be there right at the start, but probably they're going to be sowing the seeds and we'll reap the benefits of that a few months in. So anyway, check out the link if you want some more details on that. Thanks very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Subscribe if you haven't already. Share with other people who might also be interested. And until next time, I'll see you later.